Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover British pound versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the British pound versus US dollar first. So what we had here is actually quite interesting. If we take a look at what happened last week, market went into this exhaustion mode. Around 1.2820, then it rallied, but rally didn't last for too long, and we had a new fresh low and actually quite an increase in the downside momentum, which is just a sign for me that there is a still potential for the lower prices on the British pound versus US dollar. Today, the key resistance is area around 1.2845. We can see that the market is respecting that resistance this morning, so there is a chance for the retest of the 1.2, let's say area 1.2770 mark, which is the previous week low, 1.2764.65. There is an even chance for market to go towards this lower projection, which will mean basically that we can have a retest of the lows at this point here, which is at 1.2670 mark, and even the test of the actual low that we made in June 29 around 1.2600 mark. So, potential for the further downside move on the British pound versus US dollar. Speaking of the gold market, we can see that the gold is in quite a bigger consolidation, and in the last, let's say, couple of days. So we had we have this swinging mode that is happening. So as you can see here, and from this perspective, we can see that the market is trying to already building the lower highs. And the last few days, we have the lower highs building on this hourly time frame, and we kind of have some kind of expanding situation. So the swings they're becoming wider, and there is a potential for the next directional move around. If we take a look where all of this happened, this price action and this high at 1985, this is actually quite an important cluster resistance. So I would not be surprised if the overall the dollar can also become again strong and return to this strong environment, which will then mean which can mean that gold can also trade lower. So we have potential for the retest of 1940, and if the market can even go to this lower trend line and maybe later go even like something like this, then we can even expect 1893 to be in the play. For now, market is in consolidation with a low at 1940. Crude oil also, we spoke about this last week. So crude oil is just around that key resistance cluster on the daily time frame. So we have the area around, let's say 83.50, which is quite important reference, quite important cluster. Market still didn't reach that. It's sitting in the 81.62. But pay attention to this cluster because we might see some meaningful price action around, maybe some turn, but obviously this is a very important pivot level in the cluster to observe. Market still didn't test that, but there is a chance in the next period for the market to test that level, and then everything is possible. Either market can retrace from that point, or try to break and then hold the ball. So market is very close to this cluster. And then the Bitcoin versus US dollar, again, dailies, we had today the breakout of the tight triangle formation, and we also broke the support cluster around 29,500. So market might go fully to take this in this, let's say, a gap area here around the 27,000 mark. Plus, there is a chance, of course, always to go to fully retest the low from mid-June around 25,000 mark. That will be everything for today, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Trade safe as always, and speak to you from tomorrow morning.